So impersonal consciousness of source, which is sort of prior to the manifestation, need to identify and link to and function through a vehicle, which is what we are. Now, we're not just the vehicle, we are the combination of the vehicle and consciousness functioning through the vehicle. So, when we talk about the impersonal consciousness of source, we might wonder, what is that? Where is it? And when we talk about consciousness of source in the manifestation, we might sort of be looking for it and wondering where it is. And the strange thing is that our experience, the human experience, is the experience of impersonal consciousness of source functioning through this particular body-mind organism. So how close? It's that close. They're not two. The human being and source are not two. Now we have all sorts of problems reconciling that, because we have this idea of source as being something. We attribute certain characteristics to source, like benevolence, let's say, or certain characteristics. And then we look at the expressions of humans, or some humans, or some humans some of the time, or most humans some of the time, some humans all of the time. And we look at their actions and we say, oh, that can't be source. Because that person is hateful, or that person is evil, or that person is unpleasant or unkind. And so just a little thought like that says source is love, for example, and then we have our idea of what love is. Very much, humans are prone to project their experience, which might be something very specific to, something very specific to themselves, and maybe common in some forms, common to humans, and then we project that onto source. So a little idea like source is love, and then with our idea of what love is, and see certain functioning and say, well, that can't be source. I can't be source. Or I'd like to be source, but it must be some part of me that I'm not familiar with, because the unpleasant parts of me, that can't be source. It's amazing how a little idea like that can create essentially an image, because without, whether we know it or not, our thinking sort of creates the framework that we have for life. And if that framework includes in a separation when there is no separation, or includes a labeling of source as something that then excludes that source as we've got it in our model, excludes that from being the rest of the manifestation, for example, we have a model that is sort of out of line with what actually is. And so it requires the model, the way we feel life, the way we see life. And so the way we feel life is often very correlated with the way we see life, and vice versa. It's a sort of feedback loop. And so if our model starts to get refined, starts to get tweaked, we might find that a whole view of life that wasn't available starts to open up. And then who knows where that snowballs. How just a shift in how we relate to source can then allow a whole lot of other concepts to fall into place, and a whole lot of other concepts that are causing other problems to fall away.